So now you're resting on your back, feeling your feet on the ground, feeling the back of your head on the ground, and then just coming back to that breath. So coming back to that inhale and that exhale. Just that simple rhythm of expansion and contraction. Sensing the naturally balanced and integrated quality of that. From here, let's stretch the legs out onto the floor in front of you. Stretch the legs out and let's interlace the fingers and reach the arms away from the legs. So you're just lengthening front to back. Hugging the legs in, reaching through the arms. Let's take a full breath here. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift the arms, lift the head and shoulders, and start to sit all the way up. And take an inhale. You might need to bend your knees, but sit up nice and tall as you inhale. And then draw your navel to your spine and reach towards your toes, maybe beyond your toes as you exhale. Inhale, start to sit all the way back up, nice tall spine, even if the knees are bent. And then exhale, rolling down onto your back. And inhale, let the arms reach away from the legs. We're going to repeat that. As you exhale, lift the arms, lift the head and shoulders, start to roll all the way up into seated. Take a full breath in, really broadening the collarbones, lengthening your spine. And then exhale, curling a little bit, drawing the navel back to the spine as you reach beyond the toes or towards them. And then inhale, sitting all the way back up. And exhale, rolling all the way back down. Let the arms reach away from the legs as you inhale, just reaching long. And then exhale again, lift the arms, lift the head and shoulders, and come all the way up. Take an inhale, just sitting up tall, broadening the chest. And then exhale, reaching the arms forward, maybe to the toes or beyond, drawing navel back. Inhale, sitting back up, nice and tall, broad chest. Exhale, rolling all the way down again. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, just arms reaching overhead. Exhale, curling. Just see how you can to curl and rise all the way up. And then there's an inhale to sit up nice and tall and broaden the collarbone. And an exhale to reach towards the toes or beyond them. As you inhale, come back up to the upright position. And as you exhale, start to roll all the way back down. We're going to reach the arms overhead as we inhale. And then we'll hug both knees into the chest as we exhale. And just pause and take a breath, breathing in and out here. Hugging the knees, finding that breath in and out through the nose. Can you come back to the sound, the sensation, the movement? The expansion, contraction of the breath, that naturally balanced and steady rhythm. Let's lift the shins parallel to the floor, knees right up over the hips. And then imagine you have a block between your thighs that you're squeezing gently. As you squeeze the block gently, knit the navel down and broaden the space in the back of the pelvis without flattening the lower back to the floor. Let's keep the knees bent 90 degrees and let this movement come from the hip. As you inhale, touch your right toes to the floor. As you exhale, draw the right knee back up to meet the left knee. Inhale, left toes touch. Exhale, squeeze together. Continue. Inhale, right toes touch. Exhale, squeeze together. Inhale, left toes touch. Exhale, squeeze together. Knitting navel down. One more on each side. Inhale, right side. Exhale together. Inhale, left side. And exhale together. Let's reach the legs up if you can, hugging the legs together, reaching them up. And then inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms together. As you exhale, let's hover the left leg and lift and reach to the outside of the right leg. And then inhale, lie back down, squeeze the legs together. Exhale, lift and reach to the left, hover the right leg. Inhale, lie down, squeeze the legs together. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Inhale, squeeze together, lie down. Keep breathing if you can. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. Good. Inhale, lie down, squeeze legs together. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. One more on each side. Inhale, lie down, squeeze legs together. And exhale, lift and reach to the left. Inhale, lie back down. And exhale, place your feet on the floor. Let's just pause, feet wide, knees together. Take a breath to remember that intention or make that space inside. What's your motivation? What flavor of connection brings you back again and again? Just take an inhale and an exhale, sensing really at the heart, this practice is a practice of unity, connection, and wholeness, including everything. Let's lift our feet, bring our feet about hip distance apart again. We're gonna take the right ankle on top of the left thigh for just a hip stretch here. And then you can keep your left foot on the floor and stay there, or you can hug your legs in and maybe clasp your hands behind your left thigh. So just asking the hip to open a little bit. When I come to a stretch like this, I really like to deepen that midline engagement. So that knitting together, pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones drawing in below the navel. And with the breath, you might feel the hips soften a little bit, really without attempting to stretch them a whole lot. Just that grounding to the midline and a little bit of opening to the periphery. Take another full exhale. And then placing that left foot down, placing that right foot down. And then let's just do the same thing on the other side. Left ankle to the right thigh. And just see what that feels like. Maybe you stay right there. You might hug your legs in and clasp your hands. And then just come back to your breath, drawing down below the navel, sinking into the hips gently, right? So just with your breath, really by deepening attention to the midline. Let's take another full breath here and exhale. And then place the right foot down and place the left foot down. So we're going to do a little bit of a bridge pulse with our breath. So let's start with the arms alongside the body and feet about hip distance apart. As you find your next inhale, use the back of your legs to lift your hips up. So you ground the heels, lift the hips, let the arms reach straight up to the ceiling. As you exhale, let the arms reach back along your back overhead to the floor behind you. And then inhale, lift the hips. Keep the hips lifted, reach the arms up. Exhale, hips are still lifted and lower all the way down. We'll do this a little bit better next time. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the arms straight up to the ceiling. Keep the hips lifted, exhale, let the arms reach overhead. Hips are still lifted as you inhale, arms lift straight up. And then exhale, everything down together. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up. Arms reach straight up. Exhale, just let the arms keep moving to reach beyond your head. Inhale, the arms lift, the hips are still lifted. And exhale, lower all the way down. Let's just do one more. Inhale, lift up, arms reach straight up. Exhale, arms reach overhead, hips stay lifted. Inhale, arms reach straight up, and then exhale, bring everything down. Good, let's take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Turn the toes away from each other and tip the knees to the right like windshield wipers. So just tipping the knees, right hand to the belly, left arm stretched overhead, and take a few breaths. So it's just kind of this open twist, opening the left side as you breathe, sensing the inhalation, the exhalation, just that naturally balanced rhythm. Let's take another full exhale here. And then inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands, switch your knees. Really familiar pose for most of us. We do this almost every time, but just letting it be an opportunity to make space on the whole right side here. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Let's inhale, rise back up to the center. And exhale, pause. So we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. If you have a pillow or a towel or a blanket, it could be useful to place that on the ground under your knees for a little extra support. So if you would like that, take a moment for that. Otherwise, just come up onto your hands and knees. And then just feeling into that support of the floor. Let's take 5 breaths. I'm gonna talk us through cat-cow, but you could move any way that you like. So as you inhale, arching the back and looking up. As you exhale, curling, bowing, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back, arching the back, looking up. Exhale, curling the tailbone under, tucking the chin, rounding the back. Again, inhale, arching the back, looking up, broad chest. Exhale, curling, scooping, rounding, enjoying that range of motion. Let's do one more inhale. And exhale, curling in all the way, bowing the head. Good, let's come into neutral. Take a full breath in, full breath out. We're gonna take that right leg, stretch it straight back, tuck the toes. Right, so for many of you, this is really familiar, but just let the familiarity be an opportunity to deepen a little bit. So firming the front of the right leg, the right thigh, lifting the inner thigh. See if you can feel some containment below the navel, and then maybe a little more spaciousness to breathe in the ribs and chest. From here, let's reach the left arm forward, and then you can stay right here, or you can lift the right leg and hover. This is more of a balancing pose when you lift the toes. Take another breath. See if you can come back to the midline and then get a little bit of length. So again, it's a practice of connection, of unity, of wholeness. Finding that on the inside, if you can, and then expanding. Take another inhale. Bring left hand to the floor, pull the knee to the nose, curling in, bow the head to the knee as you exhale. And then inhale, reach the right leg straight back. Exhale, back to tabletop. Same thing, other side. Left leg stretching back, tuck the toes. Just pause here. Feel into the left leg. How can the left leg be part of that support, drawing you deeper to the inside? Perhaps you decide to reach your right arm forward. You can keep your left toes on the floor or lift them. And then come back to the breath. So drawing to midline, reaching and lengthening. Let's take another full cycle of breath, finding that little bit more sweetness, a little bit more space. And then right hand down, pulling knee to nose, curling in, bowing head to knee, exhale. Inhale, reaching left leg straight back. Exhale, touching the toes back, or the knee back down. Let's take the right leg, stretch it back again, tuck the toes. This is our modified side plank. Drop the right heel, swing the left shin back. I'm going to balance on the left hand and bring the right hand to the hip. You might choose to reach your right arm overhead. Just come back to the breath, really again and again, the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath. Right? Lengthening from the outer edge of the right foot to the right fingertips. Take another full inhale here. And then exhale, just bring the right hand down, roll up onto the right toes. Inhale, reach that right leg straight back, lift the toes up. Exhale, curling in, pull the knee to the nose, bow the head to the knee. Inhale, reach the right leg straight back, and then come into tabletop as you exhale. Let's take the left leg, stretch it back, tuck the toes, drop the heel, swing the right shin back. So we're coming into that side plank on the other side. So right hand is supporting you, maybe left hand to hip, or left arm overhead. And then again, breath, that naturally balanced, complete rhythm of inhale and exhale. Sound, sensation, movement. Take another breath, lengthening inhale. And then exhale, bring the hand down, roll up onto the toes. Inhale, lift and reach the leg back behind you. And then exhale, curling in, pull the knee to the nose, bow the head to the knee. Inhale, reach it back again. And then exhale, bring that knee down. Let's take the knees a little wider than the hips, the big toes together, and then sit the hips towards the heels. It doesn't matter how low they actually go. They're just moving in that direction, and maybe bow your head down. You might stack your forearms and rest your head on top of your forearms. This is child's pose. Just inhale and exhale here. Inhale and exhale. Come back to that space inside. Right? Make a little bit of that space inside and sensing intention. What brings you right here again and again. Take another full breath, just really honoring that motivation inside, even if it's just an inquiry, a question. We're going to come onto our forearms as we come forward. So coming onto our forearms and knees, stepping the feet back. I like to really put these into almost every class, so we're going to do them again today. Let's ground into the elbows, hug the legs in. This is forearm plank. Forearm plank, hugging in and then lengthening. Can you breathe here? Inhale and exhale. Take another full exhale here. And then inhale, let's roll onto our right forearm. I'm going to spin my forearm a little bit and come onto the right side. You can touch your right knee down if you wish. Left hand to left hip, forearm side plank. Maybe lift the left arm overhead. This is challenging. See if you can hug your legs in, draw in below navel. One more exhale. Inhale, back to forearm plank. Exhale, let's roll onto the left side. Take a moment, left forearm supporting you. Maybe right hand to right hip, maybe right arm up. You can always touch your left knee down for more support. Maybe you reach overhead with the right arm. One more exhale. Inhale, back to forearm plank. And then exhale, lower the hips down. Let's come into Sphinx pose together. Grounding the elbows, broadening the collarbones, lifting up. See if you can find your legs hugging in and reaching back. A little bit of drawing in below the navel. Take another inhale. And we're just going to rest, belly down as you exhale. So I like to turn my head to the side and rest on my forearms. Let's just take 2 more breaths. Just noticing the sound, sensation, movement of the breath, making that connection here. Good, let's come back into forearm plank. We're going to do each of those one more time. So forearm plank is the first one. Grounding into the elbows, hugging the legs, lifting the inner thighs. Take a full spacious breath if possible. Can you make space to breathe here? Take another exhale. And then let's inhale, roll onto the right forearm, maybe left hand to hip, maybe left arm overhead. Reaching through the legs, grounding into the right elbow. Let's take another full breath here and exhale. And then inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. So onto the left forearm, right hand to hip, or maybe right arm reaching overhead. Hugging in with the legs, grounding with the left elbow. Keep breathing here. Firming left shoulder blade onto the back. Take another inhale, another exhale, and then inhale back to forearm plank. Exhale, lower the hips down. Let's lift the chest into Sphinx pose. Grounding the elbows, hugging the legs in, reaching the back, drawing in below the navel. Take another full breath. Maybe you want to lift up onto your hands and lift your elbows, straightening your arms a little bit. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Just rest for a couple of breaths. Just really breathing in and out, softening, settling, enjoying those breaths. Just making that space inside. Really what it is when we make space for intention, when we make space for connection, it's a space of listening deeply. Listening deeply. One more exhale. So from here, we're going to rise either onto our hands and knees or into high plank and then into downward facing dog. So up to downward facing dog, and it could be child's pose with your knees on the ground. Totally fine. Anytime you can substitute child's pose for dog pose. So let's just take a few deep breaths in dog pose. Sometimes it's really helpful to kind of pedal your feet or even just keep both of your knees bent and start to find that midline connection as you breathe. So I find that it's really useful to start with the breath and the midline and then allow the legs to lengthen and the arms to reach a little bit more from there. See if you can let your head be heavy, even if you do a little bit of yes and a little bit of no. just to let it be exploring what it would be like for the head to be heavy. And then let's take a few more breaths here, just exploring the space of the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, knitting together and lifting below the navel without losing any depth in the creases at the tops of the thighs. Let's take another full exhale here. And then we're gonna walk the feet to the hands, and your knees can be bent any amount as you lengthen your spine, look up and inhale. And then just let your spine and head come all the way down as you exhale. Let's press the feet down, hug the legs in, and stand all the way up as we inhale. And then just bring the arms down as we exhale. So we're standing at the top of our yoga mat. I like to have my feet really close together. Explore a position that feels grounding for you. As you take a few breaths standing, let's just explore that movement of the breath in and out through the nose. It has a sound, it has a sensation, it has a movement. One of the more subtle qualities of that breath could be a sensation of pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones knitting together and drawing in below the navel, almost like your legs are hugging together and your sitting bones are dropping down. Let's take an inhale and lift the arms and maybe look up. And then exhale, drop the left arm and lean to the left. Hug the legs in, reach up through the right arm, inhaling. Exhale, leaning a little bit more, or maybe just exhaling. Inhale, lift the left arm up, maybe look up. And exhale, drop the right arm. So same thing, just a lengthening breath, inhale. And it could be leaning a little more, or it could just be exhaling. Inhale, lift the right arm up, maybe look up. Exhale, just bow forward over your legs, and you can bend your knees any amount. Just come halfway up as you breathe in, and then bow all the way down as you breathe out. Heavy head, light belly. Stand up and lift the arms and look up, inhale. So we're just doing a half sun salutation here. And then exhale, bring the arms down. We'll do that 2 more times. Start with the side bend. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, drop the left arm. Stay for that extra breath. Hugging and lengthening, inhale. Leaning maybe, or just exhale. Inhale, rising back up. Lift the left arm, maybe look up. And exhale to the other side. Right arm dropping. A lengthening breath, reaching through the left arm and leaning as you exhale. Inhale, rise all the way back up, maybe look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs, all the way. Let the head come down. Hugging and lengthening, come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, bowing forward again, all the way down with your head. Let's rise, reach, and look up, inhale, full breath, all the way up. And then exhale, just bring your arms down. One final time, inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, just dropping the left arm and leaning. A lengthening breath, inhale. Leaning a little bit more, exhale. Hugging and lift the left arm up, looking up, inhale. And then drop the right arm as you exhale. Take another full breath, inhale. Exhale, leaning to the right. Hugging and lifting up, reaching up, looking up, inhale. Bow all the way down over the legs, exhale. Find that rhythm, halfway up, inhale, that naturally balanced rhythm of breathing. Exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, rising all the way up, just making that connection to the breath. Exhale, just bring your arms down. We're gonna add on to that same basic movement pattern. So inhale, lift the arms and look up. Maybe you lean back a little. Exhale, bow forward over the legs, all the way down. Come halfway up as you inhale. And then we're gonna step the right foot back on the exhale. Inhale, sink the hips forward, broaden the chest, look up into a low lunge. And then exhale, step into high plank. Inhale, lift into up dog so you can roll over your toes, maybe touch your knees down, lift your chest. And then exhale, maybe it's downward dog or child's pose. Take a full, deep, spacious breath. Inhale and exhale in downward dog. And then press, lift, and reach the right leg up and back as you inhale. Pull the right foot forward as you exhale. Sink the hips, lengthen and look up, inhaling. And then we're gonna exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right foot and fold over the leg. Inhale, just come halfway up, and exhale, bow down again. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms and look up. And exhale, just bring the arms down. Again, same thing, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bowing all the way down. Each breath an opportunity for wholeness, for balance, for unity. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot bend. Sink the hips, broaden the collarbones. Inhale into that low lunge. Exhale into high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. These can be used on the ground through that transition as needed. Let's take a full breath in, full breath out. Just maybe bending the knees, maybe pedaling the feet. Finding that lift below the navel, that heaviness in the head, and take another exhale here. Let's lift the left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, pull the left foot between the hands, up on the right toes. Inhale, sink the hips, broaden the collarbones, look up. And exhale, step forward, bow over the legs. Inhale, just come halfway up. Exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms and look up. And exhale, just bring the arms down. One more version of sun salutation A. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, bowing forward. Just finding that naturally balanced rhythm of breath. Come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, hands down. This time we're going to step both feet back into high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Full, deep, spacious breath. Inhale and exhale here. As you're dropping in, remember what brings you here, what matters to you in this moment. And really what that is, when you turn inward in that way, it's a gesture of listening. It's a gesture of listening, making that gesture of connection inside. Let's take another full exhale. Bring the feet to the hands, come halfway up as you inhale. Enjoy that breath. And then exhale, bow all the way down over the leg. Let's stand all the way up, lift the arms and look up, inhale. And then just bring the arms down, exhale. I'm going to do 2 rounds of Mandala Namaskar around the mat. So just take your time. Let's start with our knees bending any amount and arms lifting. That's an inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the legs all the way. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down, right foot steps back, drop the right foot 45 degrees, and then climb up onto the left thigh with your hands and pause. You might stay right here. You might inhale, lift your arms up. As you exhale, we're going to bring palms into the chest, turn to the right, bend the right knee, and push the left leg straight. Inhale, straighten the right leg, and you can bend that knee any amounts, just a side lunge. This time, exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn the feet, right foot in front, left foot 45 degrees. You can put your palms on your right thigh and stay forward, or you can lift your arms up. Take an inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down. Let's step to high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath, just feeling into the arms, legs, and spine, feeling into the breath, moving into that space of listening. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's take the next inhale for the left leg to reach up and back. And then exhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands, drop the right foot. Let's climb up onto the left thigh and pause if you wish. You can stay right here or inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the palms in, turn to the right, and bend the right knee, push the left leg straight. Inhale, straighten the right leg, stand all the way up. And exhale, just Move the other side so the hips move back as the left knee bends. Inhale, stand all the way up. Turn the feet so the right foot is in front, left foot 45 degrees. You might place your hands on your right thigh. You might reach your arms up and overhead. Take another inhale here. And then exhale, we're gonna bring fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot forward and fold over the legs. Hugging the legs in, come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, bow all the way down again. Bend the knees, lift the arms, look up, inhale. And then come back into standing as you exhale. We're gonna do one more. Inhale, bend knees. And lift the arms and look up. Exhale, bow all the way down over the legs. Inhale, hugging and lengthening. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back, drop it 45 degrees, bend the right knee. Inhale, come all the way up, or maybe you prefer to stay with your hands on your right thigh. And then exhale, let's bend the elbows wide so the elbows are bent. And then take the right arm under the left arm, maybe you give yourself a hug or right fingertips to left palm. So a different orientation of the arms. Reach into your left foot. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Maybe you lean back a little bit as you exhale. One more breath here. Use your legs to support you as you inhale, lift the arms. And then exhale, palms in, turn to the left, bend the left knee, push the right leg straight. Inhale, straighten the left leg, stand all the way up. So you can bend that knee any amount. It could be a tiny bend. It could be a deep bend as you move to the right. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Pivot your feet so you're facing your left foot for warrior one to the back of your mat. You could lift your arms and then take that left arm under the right arm. Give yourself a hug, either touching opposite shoulders or left fingertips to right palm. Reach into that right foot as you inhale, lift the elbows up. Maybe exhale, leaning back. Take another full breath here and exhale. And then lift the arms and reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands come to the floor, step into high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Or child's pose, somewhere that you can breathe. Take an inhale and a full, deep, spacious exhale. Let's take another full breath, just really abiding in that space of listening, that space of connection and unity inside. And then let's inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Last cycle here. Exhale, bring the right foot between the hands, drop the left foot. Climb up or rise up into warrior one as you inhale. This time, hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers, reach into that left foot, broaden the collarbones, inhale, maybe look up. You can stay right here or exhale, bow on the inside of the right leg. Enjoy this for a breath or two. Feeling into your feet and legs, find your belly deeply lifting. One more exhale. And then inhale, come all the way up. You can let your arms reach up if you wish. And then palms to chest. Exhale, turn to the left. Bend the left knee, push the right leg straight. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Last time, warrior one, facing your left leg. So left leg is in front. You can lift your arms overhead if you wish. As you exhale, you might interlace your fingers behind your back. Another breath in to broaden the collarbones, look up. You can stay right there or bow on the inside of the left leg. Find your legs, find your belly, find your breath. Make that connection. Let's take another full exhale here. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the right foot forward, fold over the leg. Inhale, come halfway up, just enjoy that breath, savor it, lengthening, and then bow all the way down. Exhale. We're gonna bend the knees, lift the arms, and come into Utkatasana, and we're gonna stay here for a moment. So let's exhale, palms in and sit back a little bit more. Let's inhale, palms touching, arms outstretched. Exhale, just pull the right elbow back and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the right arm forward to meet the left. Exhale, pull the left elbow back, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, reach back to center, hugging the legs together. Exhale, pull the right elbow, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pull the left. Good, one more time. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull to the right. Inhale, center, lengthening. Exhale, draw the navel back, pull to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, stand up, just bring your arms down. We're gonna step our feet wide apart and outstretch the arms, inhale. Just a wide standing forward fold as you exhale. So take a lengthening breath. You come forward and then lengthen again, inhale. And then walk the hands back and bow the head as you exhale. Again, finding the legs, finding the belly to support you here. Can you draw in deeply below the navel without losing any depth in the creases at the tops of the thighs? Is it possible to knit together the pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, and lift up? One more exhale. Inhale, just lengthening, looking up. Exhale, pause. Climb hands to the hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, pause again. Inhale, arms outstretched. Turn the heels in, the toes out. And then exhale, bend the knees and the elbows. So knees and elbows bend. This one's familiar. We've been doing this one a lot lately. So keep the legs bent, but inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, sink a little deeper, drawing navel in. Inhale, reach up, keep the legs bent, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, broaden the collarbones. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Just stay here, take a breath. Good, inhale, straighten the arms and legs. Exhale, step back to the top of your mat, feet together and arms down. So let's just pause and take a steady gaze with the eyes. Come back to the breath, the sound, the sensation, and movement of the breath. Let that be a deep gesture of listening inside, really a way of connecting with intention, with your motivation, with whatever it is, whatever flavor of connection you get with this practice. Let's bring the palms to touch each other. Lift the right heel and then turn the right knee and toes to the right. So we're setting up for a tree pose, Vrikshasana. You can stay right here. Keep that steady gaze with the eyes. Perhaps you lift that right foot really anywhere above or below the knee of the left leg, right? Keep your steady gaze. Feeling the sensation of hands touching can be useful. You might enjoy lifting your arms overhead. So of course you're welcome to explore that. See if you can come back to the breath. Can you find your legs, your belly, your breath, your arms reaching, lengthening from pelvic floor to crown of the head. Take another full breath here, inhale, and then just bring the palms into the chest as you exhale. Inhale, release that right knee in front of you, and then foot down, arms down, exhale. Let's just pause for a full breath in, full breath out. And then palms together again, please. Lift the left heel up off of the floor. Turn the left knee and toes out to the left. You might stay right here and breathe. You might choose to lift your left foot anywhere above or below your right knee. Come back to the sensation of palms together. Come back to the sound, sensation, movement of the breath, and the steadiness of your gaze. You could reach your arms overhead if you wish. Right? Just hugging to midline, finding your navel drawing in. So we're drawing in below the navel, I should say. And then wrapping the hip points together to broaden the back of the pelvis and lengthen a little bit more. Take another inhale. Let's exhale, bring the palms back in if they left. And then inhale, just release that left foot. And foot down, arms down, exhale. Let's just pause for a breath. Pause and connect and listen for a moment. Listen and sensing in that space how aliveness is flowing through you right now. So we're gonna bring our arms and outstretch them to the sides. And exhale, turn the thumbs down, the palms back. We can just grab opposite elbows or palms together behind the back. We're gonna take the left foot and step a moderate step back. We're gonna continue to face our right foot. So we haven't really turned the hips or anything, we just step the left foot back. Feet are as broad as the hips, so you feel steady on your feet. Take a breath in, lift the chest, maybe look up. And then exhale, start to bow over the right leg. And it's okay to bend that right knee any amount as needed as you fold. Keep broadening the collarbones. See where you end up and just take a few breaths in that space where you can still connect with the breath, take a steady gaze with your eyes, and feel into your low belly. Let's take another exhale. This is forward facing triangle. And then take a little bend in the right knee as you inhale. Start to lift your chest and look up so your spine comes about parallel to the floor. You could at this point place your hands, release your hands and place them on your right thigh. We're going to press and lift the left leg into warrior three. So we're balancing on the right foot, lifting the left leg, and it can lift even if it just hovers an inch over the floor, whatever works. Come back to the breath, right? Come back to the breath, and maybe you reach the arms forward. Maybe you stay right where you are. Let's take another lengthening breath. Inhale, then touch that left foot back behind you, grounding it, exhale. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms, and then exhale, step the left foot in to meet the right foot. So back to the top of your mat. Same thing, other side. Arms outstretched, inhale. Spin the thumbs down, palms back, bend the elbows. So you're either going to grab the opposite elbows or palms together. This time it's the right foot stepping back. And adjust your feet so you feel steady. Take a breath in, broaden the chest, lean back, maybe look up. And then exhale, start to bow over that left leg. Again, bending the knee is not a problem. Make your way down, come back to your breath. Move back into that space of listening, of connecting. Take another full exhale here. Deep, deep lift below the navel. And then let's take a little bend in that left knee. Start to come up a little bit. Start to come up, lengthening the spine. For me, I'm going to release my hands from behind my back, interlace my fingers, palms onto my left thigh, and then press and lift that right leg up and back. And then come back to your breath. Can, just like when we did that tabletop with the legs stretching back in the beginning, can you find that midline? Hugging the legs together, drawing in below navel, lengthening. Let it be a little sweeter as you take your next inhale. And then touch that right foot down, exhale. Let's have a victorious breath in, rising up, lift the arms, straighten the left leg. And then feet together and arms down, exhale. All right, let's take a flow, a sun salutation into seated. So as you inhale, lift the arms and look up. As you exhale, bow forward over the legs all the way. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, step to high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Let's take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Just either child's pose or downward dog. See if you can bow your head. Reach through your arms and legs and spine. Let's take another full exhale here. And then we're gonna touch our knees down, swing our shins around and bring our bottom down and come into Navasana. So let's lift the legs and reach the arms. So sometimes when I do Navasana, I like to place the heels and hands on the knees and push the arms straight. You can do that, it's very challenging, or any version you wish. Take another full breath. So hugging the legs in, broadening the collarbones. Good, one more inhale, and then exhale, touch your feet down. Let's just walk our hands back and tip the knees to the right and back to center and tip the knees to the left. Let's just do that one more time. Just dropping knees side to side. Excellent. And then coming back to center, let's outstretch the legs. And when I say that, it doesn't mean they have to be straight. They're just out on the floor in front of you. Let's bend the right knee and then drop the right knee out to the right. So this is Janu Shirshasana. My left leg is outstretched, sole of the right foot to the right thigh. Interlace hands onto the top of the left thigh. Draw in below navel, sit up really nice and tall. And then exhale, just start to lengthen over that left leg, really any amount. You might bow your head, you might lift your belly and broaden your back. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Just, again, coming back to that space of connecting deeply, of listening with that sound, sensation, movement of the breath, that naturally balanced rhythm of breathing. Let's take another full exhale. Take a lengthening breath, inhale, and then slide and rise all the way back up and release the right leg, exhale. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Fold the left knee in, drop it out, sole of the left foot to the right thigh. Interlace hands on the right thigh, draw in, sit up nice and tall. See if you can feel your hip creases deepening as you slide the arms down the right leg. And it's just any amount. So come to a place where you can breathe and abide in that space of listening. Feeling the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath. Let's take another full exhale here. Take a lengthening breath as you inhale, and then start to rise all the way back up. Let's lift the left knee and outstretch the left leg. We're going to fold the right knee in. Take the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Let's wrap the left arm around the right knee. So we're going to twist to the right. Broaden the collarbones. Draw in below the navel. Rotate and look over the right shoulder. You can use your right hand pressing down behind you to support your back. Breathing here. Again, just sound, sensation, movement, and intention. It's a practice of unity, of connection, of wholeness, just in your own way, making that invitation. One more exhale. Just turn the gaze forward, inhale, and then release the twist and outstretch the right leg. Let's do the other side. Fold the left foot in, and then take the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. And then again, we're gonna hug the left knee with the right arm. And I actually like to hug it in and lift the collarbones, the armpits up as I rotate. Using that left hand on the floor behind you, looking over the left shoulder, breathing here. Just inhaling and exhaling, coming back to that simple gesture, shifting awareness inside. Let's take one more exhale here. Inhale, turn the gaze forward. Exhale, release the twist, left leg outstretched. Let's scoot our bottom towards our heels a little bit so the knees are bent. Walk your hands back behind you, palms on the floor. My fingers are pointing towards my bottom. And then use your inhale to lift your hips up into reverse tabletop. You can drop your head back, you can keep your head lifted. whatever feels good. Let's just take a few breaths here, feeling the hands and feet on the floor, lifting the hips up. Another full inhale. And then exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, sit up, lift the head. And then let's roll all the way down onto our backs as we find our next few breaths. So rolling down onto the back and hugging the knees in. Hugging the knees in, rocking gently, and breathing for a moment. Just feeling that support on the floor rising up to meet you, really settling into it for a moment, really contacting it deeply, connecting with it. Okay, let's place the soles of our feet onto the floor. A couple more rounds of bridge pose. This time we're going to hold them. So we did this at the beginning, kind of moving up and down with the breath. This time let's have our arms alongside the body. Feel the feet parallel to each other, about hip distance apart, comfortably close to the sitting bones. And then inhale, lift the hips up. So I like to rock a little bit side to side, interlace the fingers, and bring the upper arms underneath. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So feeling the strength of the legs, the contraction on the back of the body, the opening on the front of the body, really the unity of that action. Take some breaths here, inhale and exhale. Bring that naturally balanced, mindful quality of breathing right here into the posture. One more inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Pause for a breath in and out. We're going to do this 2 more times. Let's inhale, lift up again. Maybe you bring the arms under you. Just feeling, sensing that engagement in the back of the body. Can you find your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, draw in below the navel, get a little more spacious on the front, take another inhale, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Just one full breath here, resting. Totally resting with those breaths. One more time, let's inhale, lift the hips up. Rocking underneath with the arms if you wish. Breathe. Hugging the legs together, knitting together, pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. One more inhale. And lower all the way down. Exhale. Let's just take feet wide, knees together, and pause. Another full exhale, really softening, connecting down into the ground. So let's bring our shins parallel to the floor, thighs perpendicular like we did at the beginning. Inhale, touch the right toes down, moving from the hip. Exhale, squeeze together. Other side, inhale, hinging hip, touching left toes. Exhale, squeeze together. 2 more on each side. Inhale, right toes touch. Exhale, squeeze together, softening head and shoulders. Inhale, touching left toes. Exhale, squeeze together. 1 more each side. Inhale, right toes. Exhale, squeeze together. Inhale, left toes. Exhale, squeeze together. Let's reach the legs up. It's okay if they have to stay a little bit bent. Let's just reach them up. Arms reach overhead, palms together. Inhale here, lengthening arms, legs, and spine. Exhale, hover the left leg as you lift and reach to the right. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, lie down. Exhale, other side, lift and reach to the left as the right leg hovers. Inhale, lie back down. Legs both are lifting. Exhale, lift and reach to the right, left leg hovers. Inhale, squeeze together, lie down. Again, exhale, lift and reach to the left, hovering the right leg. Inhale, lie down, squeeze the legs together. You're going to do 1 more each side and hold it. So exhale, lift and reach to the right. Stay here. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, reach a little more. Inhale, squeeze the left leg up, lie down. Exhale, last time to the left. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, reach and squeeze a little more. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, hug your knees in. Hug your knees in, just pause. A full breath, noticing sound, sensation, and movement. You might rock gently side to side or front and back. And breathe for another moment. Just being settled, moving into that space of listening. Right? Really listening for a moment. Making that connection, that gesture of unity and wholeness. So we're going to transition towards our final resting position. If you have a wall available to you, or even just a chair or a bed or a sofa, it might feel really nice as you rest to move to that, mine's too far away there, to move to that wall and or that sofa or that chair or whatever you have, and lift your legs up. If it's a chair, then you'll probably drape your shins on the seat of the chair and just have your knees bent. So maybe resting with your legs elevated. Perhaps you prefer to lie on your back. And really any comfortable reclined position is just right. So it might even be on your side, whatever works. So take a moment to make that transition. And then just come back to your breath. Once you've found that position, let go of that kind of engaged breathing through the nose. Just come into some breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, really making an intentional gesture to release any attempt to control the breath. Let those full exhalations through the mouth just soften the skin on the forehead, the sockets of the eyes, the throat. As you move into this space of resting, rest for about 5 minutes. You could close the eyes and just really be grounded. Sensing that connection, that unity, that wholeness into the earth. Let the listening, the awareness be really a completely effortless gesture. Just abiding in connection, abiding in wholeness, abiding in unity. That means everything's included. That means everything belongs right here. There may be resistance that arises, and it's not a problem. Just take a breath to be settled again if you can. Just abiding in connection and wholeness and unity. As you're resting, if possible, just really savoring these moments. Savoring and integrating this quality of connection, if that feels possible to do. As we're able to abide and sense a quality of wholeness inside, touch into that open-hearted and spacious awareness. Sometimes we can naturally sense the closing intention that we'll share together in a moment. And really fundamentally, that intention comes from a desire to express connection, to express from the space of connection and wholeness inside. To just let that flow through us in our lives in some way. So with your next few breaths, you might draw the knees in and reach the arms overhead and roll to one side and just rest on your side for a moment, if that feels possible to do. Then in your next few breaths, you can rise up and take your seat one more time if you wish. Maybe closing the eyes, maybe taking a soft gaze with the eyes. So again, those moments of really listening, noticing the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath. Sensing the intention, whatever that is for you right now. Maybe even this closing intention, deep desire to express really from the heart, from a sense of wholeness in more moments. Sense how that flows through you right now. If it feels possible. Namaste. Thank you for showing up today. I'll be here for a few minutes before we start meditation.